Can you feel that? Can you sense that in the air? It feels different, doesn't it? And you know what that is, don't you? That is hope and optimism returning to Wales rugby fans with the news that, and I couldn't resist the Vince McMahon meme, which has buzzed around on a couple of rugby WhatsApp groups I'm in already. Gareth Anscombe is called up and into the Welsh squad. So is Jarrod Evans. Max Llewellyn is in. And Rob Howley, Warren Gatland's right-hand man, who has overseen such a blunt and one-dimensional attack. He's going to be part of the Welsh setup, but no longer looking after the attack for the national team for the remainder of the Six Nations Championships. It feels like we're entering a new era of common sense in Wales. And to keep the meme game going, there's another one, Lord of the Rings one. The age of men is over. No, the age of no 10s and 3 12s is over. It may well be a bright future for Wales where they don't select a 12 at 10, a 12 at 12 and a 12 at 13. They may select players in their rightful position and players that are in form for their clubs, and possibly even taking advantage of club combinations that already have a lot of cohesion. Who would have thunk it? Amazing stuff. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Give the video a thumbs up and hit subscribe. I'm Tim and this is Egg Chasers. And I would say two things can be true at the same time. So on the one hand, Warren Gatland is one of the best coaches we have ever seen in the sport. There is no question of that. And he is, should be, and will be a hero for what he managed to achieve with Wales. And at the same time, because two things can be true at the same time, and Warren Gatland completely lost it. Completely lost it. Lost the plot. Now, his daughter, Gabby, and you know, every daughter would stick up for their dad. Oh, that's the news. Rob Howley's leaving. Matt Sherratt got his feet under the table, and he's called up those three players. Now, Gabby, Warren Gatland's daughter, who, as you would imagine, it's her dad. She's going to stick up for him. She has come out, and this has made some news. You might have seen what she said. She said, quote, online, "The issues were deeper than you," talking about her dad, Warren, "could control, and the negativity that has come from not only the media but ex-players who you brought so much success to is incomprehensible. How quick people are to forget how much you did for Welsh rugby is beyond me." Now, Gabby, I understand you're sticking up for your dad, and I'd probably do the same thing in your boat, but no one is forgetting what Warren Gatland did. Nobody is forgetting that, least of all the players who enjoyed that success with him. But the thing is, it wasn't just ex-players. It wasn't just the media. Normal, everyday fans who, you know, and I class myself as someone, and as I've said a bunch of times, Warren Gatland has forgotten more about rugby than I will ever know. And yet some of the decisions that he took blow your mind, as is evidenced by the fact that the decisions made today by Matt Sherratt just seem like absolute no-brainers, in no particular order. Weird decisions that led to Warren Gatland leaving during the Six Nations. One, selecting one uncapped fly half in his Six Nations squad. Two, not picking his only fly half that he selected in the squad to play at fly half and instead picking a 12 there who himself said, "I am not a 12. Three, having a 10 available with 43 international caps to his name and who plays every single week in, week out at club level with your starting scrum half. That's Gareth Anscombe. I didn't even know if Jarrod Evans was actually available. Clearly he is. He hasn't been played since 2021. So anyway, 4, the reason you gave for not picking that fly half with 43 international caps and who plays week in, week out with your starting scrum half is that he's too old. But in your squad, you pick Taulupe Faletau and Liam Williams, both older than Gareth Anscombe. And then you complain about having no outside centres to select. And so you pick a 12 at 13. Only the reason you don't have any 13s is because you didn't select the one that you started 3 times in November and who's been tearing it up in the Premiership this season in Max Llewellyn. None of it makes sense. So I don't understand the criticism of the criticism, if you follow. As for Rob Howley, again, he was there as Warren Gatland's right-hand man through the times when they did amazing things, and he should be remembered and respected and appreciated for that. But when you look at the attack, a sum total of 160 minutes of play in this year's Six Nations, 1 penalty, and 2 mauling tries to show for the efforts. And when you watch the Welsh games back, Wales playing most of the time with 1 out runners, or when they do manage to do more than 1 pass in any given phase. Lots of lovely shapes, but absolutely no deception, no penetration. It just looked like a team doing, I don't know, it looked like a coach who'd sent them out there. Oh, we need to do some of those kind of shapes that everyone else is doing. Why don't we do some of those? With no real understanding of how and why and when. And the players were kind of brave and no lack of effort, but they were just running into a brick wall that they had no chance of breaking down. So I understand the selection, the decision to move Rob Howley on. It just was a one-dimensional attack. A couple of injuries as well. Owen Watkin is out of the squad and has returned to his club. He needs surgery because of an ACL injury. The one question I've got is, if he needs surgery for an anterior cruciate ligament injury, what was he still doing in the squad for the last week? It's an odd one. Anyway, maybe Warren Gatland could answer that as well. Maybe he's preoccupied with other stuff going on. I don't know. It's a weird one. And Liam Williams also leaves the squad due to a knee injury. So, that's a shame for both of those players. On the plus side, those 3 players that I mentioned are back in, and you could see all of them being involved in the matchday squad when they play Ireland next weekend. And in the case of Max Llewellyn, I mean, it's the one player. Well, no, in fact, these are all players that Wales have needed. But this Max Llewellyn, who has been playing, I know he plays on the wing, but he has been playing at club level at 13. He played for Wales at 13 in November. And why not continue? Why not continue that? And additionally, one of, or maybe both of, the 2 fly halves that have now been called up could now both be in a matchday squad, bringing some structure. It's an absolute no-brainer. I'd love to ask Warren Gatland why. As I say, I didn't even know Jarrod Evans was still actually available. There's a lot of chat that he's ineligible to play. His last game for Wales was in 2021. Gareth Anscombe has been used much more recently, but apparently was too old. But he's in. And you could see either of them starting for Wales, the other one possibly being on the bench. And Dan Edwards, he might be kept involved, but he can learn from guys that are a little bit more experienced than him. And maybe Max Llewellyn can provide a proper midfield combo that actually has a little, just kind of makes a bit more sense. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, as an Englishman, I always fear, no matter how much of a basket case Wales may have seemed, and even if these changes hadn't have happened, and even if Rob Howley was still involved as the attack coach, I would still fear Wales in Cardiff as an Englishman. They've always got that capacity to go out there and win under the roof with that crowd behind them, always possible. Now, genuinely worried that Wales are a proper banana skin. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll see you on the next one.